Thank you so much for tuning in to this video on the New Balance 9060 Moon Daze, part of 2023 Gray Day. Also, an amazing thank you to the New Balance family for showing love and sending this pair over. Now, when it comes to the 9060, it's a little too bulky for some people. For me, it's amazingly perfect. Now, in terms of sizing, I go true to size, which is a men's 6, women's 7.5 for every 9060 I own. It fits perfect, just the right amount of space within the front toe area, but I get it can be a little bulky for some people. It's an amazingly comfortable shoe on foot and perfect for the summer. I really like this cooler take with the Arctic blue and steel design for the Moon Daze pair. So for the first look, rocking New Balance shorts. Actually, they're sold out now, but this was such an amazing pair they put out. They also have a coordinating jacket that I own, New Balance crew socks, and the Valiant Pursuit oversized crew neck in this blue. It pairs perfectly together. Like, I can't say anything more. The pants are also New Balance. I did an entire video from my time with them at the ESPN Women's Summit, and these pants are great. They actually have a little 3M pop there on the left leg. They pair also perfectly with the Moon Daze 9060 as if they were made for each other. And then you also have the minimal, this crop jacket that I have. Now, I've had it for some time, and I really just like the iridescent look with the 9060 itself. Although part of the Moon Daze pack, the official colorway will read Arctic Gray, Steel, and Silver Metallic. It's interesting that some people were shocked at the distressing on the sneaker once they opened the box, but the distressing was also present in campaign photos, so maybe people didn't pay close enough attention to that itself. But yes, it has an overall distressed look, literally front to back. You have nubuck overlays in one shade of blue that will feature distressing. The base layer, however, is a darker blue mesh that you can see here along the sides. And then we have the metallic in on one side. So on the lateral side, on the medial side, it's actually the stitched in. Now, if you take a look at the midsole, we have those very drastic wavy lines, and people may think it looks like I stepped in dust or went through a dust field with this shoe on. Yep, I'm guessing that was the intention, as if this shoe was on the moon. The tongue is a much deeper blue. We have the jeweled logo for NB 9060. That was actually inspired by the 991. And then so much else of the shoe itself is actually inspired by the 8060, specifically the pattern outsole that we'll see on the actual outsole itself. I personally like the mix of logos on the actual sneaker itself. So again, stitched on the medial side, the lateral side, you have the reflective 3M in, which I didn't have the flash on, but it is 3M. And then in terms of the cushioning itself, so you actually get a dual system of Absorb, but also SBS. So they're extremely comfortable to wear all day long, but you get a firm comfort. It's not a comfort that you sink into that feels as if it bottoms out, if that makes sense. It's a little dusty on the bottom as well. Listen, they leaned, I will give them this. They leaned all the way into the moon concept, and you know what? You gotta respect that. Guess what if this pack was on the moon? Well, I guess we get the Moon Daze aesthetic. And you know what? I still stand behind what I said in the very beginning of covering Gray Day or giving you my thoughts on Gray Day 2023. I'll take the 9060 over the 550. And that's because I have a higher level of standard for comfort when it comes to New Balance. It's just a little bit higher than everything else. And the 550 just doesn't quite match up in comfort for me personally in relation to the 9060. But you know what? I've actually heard that the 550 quality from Shishu Game, and by the way, side note, she's an amazing follow on Instagram. I heard from her that they did a really great job on the execution of the 550 Moon Daze, aka Gray Day 2023 pair. And maybe we're entering a different time. I mean, we've known this for a little bit in 2023, but she went in store, I'm pretty sure, to pick up the 550. I'm a little bit shocked by that. Are we past the days of the New Balance Hunger Games queue? No, probably not all the way. You will still have to be in a queue for some releases for New Balance. That's just the way it is. Like, people want what they want. The demand is there for New Balance, but has the hype died down quite a bit on the 550. I think so, but it tends to do that for really everything. Even the plastic Panda has died down a little bit. I mean, I feel like it's still endangered, but I think it is dying down a little bit. Will the 9060 hit an overkill point? It feels that way, like we're heading in that direction, because we're seeing a lot of colorways for the 9060, and I mean a lot. Now, I'm someone who's a big champion for the model. I mean, you guys, if you've watched my channel for some time, I said hands down it was the best new silhouette, new design within the sneaker industry, or at least sneakers within that particular calendar year, and I still support it and I love it, but I need to use restraint, and I have, when it comes to just buying any and every colorway that comes out. It's a dangerous road you can go down, but I also think the brand has to be cognizant of not just giving us far too many colorways of the 9060. I mean, there was a lot of excitement for the 327 when it first dropped because it was something new from Charlotte Lee and her design team, and I think we saw that as well with the 9060, but brands have a tendency to just ride with that shining star until we almost tire of it a little too fast. It becomes like the song that's played on the radio over and over and over again. But I think for those who are really into the 9060, maybe there were initial colorways you couldn't get your hands on, and you know what? They're making up for that because they have a colorway, and it's a colorway for everyone, but also collabs seem to be focused as well on the 9060 silhouette. So maybe it's just a hot thing for New Balance in this moment, but I'm really excited to see what do they produce beyond the 327, beyond the 9060. I mean, they're on a roll within the last few years of something that is new, but still pays homage to what they have in their own archives. So again, I'm curious to see. I'm always forever grateful for New Balance showing love. They know my soft spot, and I feel like they know that it's a 9060. So be sure to comment your thoughts on the 2023 Moon Daze 9060 that I have here for you guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and hopefully you also catch the video on the 990 V4 for Grade Day 2023 that I released. As always, act your age, not your shoe size. Peace.